Alrighty guys, today I'm gonna work on my 4Runner. Gotta do the brakes. It is so low, never done the brakes. This vehicle's been 20 plus years, never done the brakes on it. So Matt's gonna help me do the back and the front brakes, disc and drum. So now we're gonna jack it up. Ugh.
Safety first.
Safety first. Yep, so the vehicle doesn't roll back since we're on a slope and we can't do it in the middle of the road. So the driveway.
Sloped driveway, man.
Yep, slope driveway.
Block those front wheels.
Here's the drum parts. Ooh. That's wow, brand new drums. Look at that. I like it.
This has a special oil on here.
Uh-huh.
You want to put this on with the new pads. You gotta get that oil off. See here?
Oh, I see it.
See the oil?
Yeah.
So, but
interesting.
You always take them out, make sure they're right. I want to make sure they're the right size once I get that off.
What's that?
So those are that's the spring kit.
Oh, the inside of the drum.
That's what holds all these in here together.
Oh, I see.
This comes with a set of C-clips here that holds your e-brake lever on to this piece here.
Oh.
Yeah, you have to loosen up the adjuster.
How the heck do you see what you're doing?
Go by feel. There's a little cog, hear it? So you loosen that up. What that does is it pulls the brake pads in, so this is easier to take off.
Oh. Oh shoot, it's coming.
Oh, yes. See the inside.
Jeez.
So this back brake, what's it do? So when we step on the brakes, this.
So see this right here?
Yeah.
So that's your cylinder. That pushes out, which pushes these pads this way. This is what I was adjusting in order to get them to close in. This has to hold tension on here so your e-brake and everything works properly.
So it looks like the brake is not even halfway. It's still really good, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the new one looks almost identical.
Yeah, this one looks a little worn right here on this end. It's a little thinner than it is up here, but that's just because they're drum brakes. But this one didn't even look like it was touching the drum. See there? That's where it pushes out. It's how you get the friction on the drum.
Move your hand. Okay, do it again. Ah, I see it.
Right, let go.
Okay, perfect.
That's good. Let go. Don't go too far.
So right now we're just adjusting the.
So this is what you adjust to put tension. Get these closer to the drum. So there should be a little bit of friction on the drum when they rotate. So this is also for your e-brake. That's why your e-brake isn't working very well, because this needs to be adjusted, this piece here. So you turn this in all the way, makes it easier to get it out of here and all that stuff. And easier for getting the spring off, things like that. E-brake. See there? So that connects like that. Goes around. A little lever right there, and then connects there. Oh, I see. You can connect that. Spring down here. There you go. And this piece comes off with my super strong fingertips.
I can't how brand new that pad is still.
See? That's the little lever that actuates your adjuster right here. As you hit the brakes and release the brakes, it adjusts this little wheel. That's why it's cogged. Yeah, it's not a bad pad, dude. Newish. So there you go. Now it's time for the new brakes. We can clean, clean, clean. Know what I mean?
Let me open it.
Oh man, there we go. No going back, Saul.
I know. Oh look, they got his new thing.
Yeah, got the new clips. Now we gotta put some oil here, 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 and here. The reason why is because if you don't, that's what the pad rubs against.
Oh.
So you don't put a lot there, just a little glob on each one of these 4 spots. So as the pads move in and out, they rub on this.
So it doesn't wear and tear.
It doesn't wear. Set them aside. Compare that to the old pad.
Yeah. Nope, no grease.
No grease?
No grease, dude.
Oh man.
Okay, guys, look at this. Old pad, new pad, and then that's the difference.
There's a little bit of difference in thickness.
A little bit,
I feel better.
right? 20-something years. This 4Runner is 01, never changed it. This is how much we still have, over 20-some years. Here's the brand new one. That's insane. Big, like no big difference at all. Almost identical. Yeah, we barely step on the brakes. Here's the other side, the brake pad. This side is more worn. Oh, look at that. See? You can see all that coming off. Way worn than this end. It's weird. He doesn't eat evenly. But big difference from here to there. You see that, guys? So only one side we're gonna throw away. But that's insane. We barely even touched the use of the brakes. That's nuts. Ugh. Marine grease.
Water resistant, because remember you're in the rain and stuff like that, so you don't want it to break down as water hits it.
Oh, so you can't just use any grease.
You know, you can, but this is just erring on the side of caution that you use something that's a little more weather resistant.
Just a little bit of that?
Yeah, just a tiny bit, just enough to keep the edges of the pads lubricated as they move back and forth. Otherwise, it's just going to rub metal on metal.
Oh.
See there?
Yeah.
That's all she needs.
That's all she needs?
Yep. See how it matches? So that matches that. This matches this because of this little piece right here for the lever.
Oh, yeah.
Bam, shabam, bam. These two little guys will go together. So put this on here, this on here, like so. We gotta put this lever on first. Right here. So that lever fits like that. Put the spring back on with Saul's robo fingers.
More like spaghetti fingers.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Only good for clamming and fishing right here, mushroom picking.
See? So now the lever's on a spring. Chop, chop, chop. Now we put on the blue spring. Like so. Alright, and then there's two little spots that this rests against. One there. And one there. Should be a pretty tight hold. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to grease this piece up. With a little bit of that marine grease, just because you want it to.
Should we clean?
Yeah. So this is reverse thread. See here, you turn this way and it comes out. You turn this way, like you're.
That's why you got confused at first, huh?
Yeah. Well, it's reverse thread because it's on this side, so it has to go with the motion of this lever each time you hit the brakes for it to adjust correctly. Pins back through here. And you take the base, put that back on. Spring back on. Put this on. Grab your pliers if you can find it. There you go. That's what holds it on there is these springs.
Wow, that's strong enough to hold it, huh?
Base, spring, cap. And push it back in again. Yeah, I hooked it in the wrong spot. So right here, see this little nudge right there? That's where it's supposed to go. But since I have this already out, I'll go ahead and put this in and hook it. And get the spring again. Wrong one. And hook it. Just on his hand. Give it a whack. Oi. Like so. And this goes behind it, like that. So now it's starting to make more sense. All right. Now I'm gonna put the string back one more time.
Bet you that would go same right away.
Yeah, it should be okay. You got it. Here we go. Get the hammer again. Give it a whack. There it goes. Back in.
Yep.
All right. So this clip is what holds on the lever for the e-brake. So it's the e-brake lever clip. Just goes on top of here. Once you have it on here, you grab your pliers and you squeeze it. And then that's your retainer clip. So you just squeeze these two little tabs right here together and that'll hold it on. See there? Just keep going until she's done. Make sure you do it nice and straight so it doesn't fold over on you. There you go. That should not come off.
May tighten one more time.
Yeah. There you go.
Nice.
See there? Spin there. No move. Good to go.
Where's the other one?
All right. So first thing you want to do is clean the insides. So we're gonna put it on here backwards. That way we can spin it like that. Gonna take some non-residue, no residue. Gets all the oil that the factory puts on here so it doesn't rust.
Nice aiming job.
Shh, my aiming skills are on point. Yes! All right, so we're gonna just wipe this out.
So why did we have to wipe it?
There's a special type of oil that they put on there to keep it from rusting while it's sitting in the package before you buy it. So you wipe that oil off, and that keeps it from getting on your pads and all that junk. You just want to make sure it's nice and clean, no oil anywhere, residue, blah, blah, blah. And you just keep going around until it looks clean. All right. Well, that's off. Turn it around, make sure everything looks good. Now we're going to check for the brake adjustment. So if it spins real easy without any friction on here, you need to adjust it some more. See here? So it still needs a little more adjustment.
Tighten or loosen it?
So you're actually loosening it. So what you're doing is as you hit the brakes, this little cog moves.
That's tightening, right?
And that pushes this piece outward, thus pushing the pads outward. So you always want a little bit of friction on there. That's it. Keep going little by little until it feels like it's holding on. Almost there. Okay. Almost there. So you notice it's starting to get harder and harder to take off the drum because these pads are now resting almost close to the drum. Last time.
You listen for the noise.
One more time. We got a little bit left to go. Let's see. It's getting harder and harder to take off. Okay, that's good. You want that closer, the better. Almost there. It's because it's oily. Okay, one more tiny spin and I think we got it. Okay, these are all good. Last time it goes on, e-brake, lever, it's inside here. Off we go. There you go, golden. So now that little rubber piece that came off the back, that's your cover for the adjuster wheel. Little hole, and you're done. Switch. Right meow.
And then the brake drum is stuck, right?
Yeah. Don't worry about it. Should be good.
Nice. I still don't. see. This is the other side. Holy sheesh, it's still nice and new.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it just wore on this side. Opposite side.
Yep, still nice and new. Look at this brand new thing.
Looks like it, huh?
Alright guys, we're gonna do the front now. That's like 4 hours for the back, right, man?
Yeah, feel like it. Oh my god. Alright. The front brakes are a little different than the rear. You have to start by taking out this spring right here, and this spring comes out by these two pins. So you pull this pin here and this pin here, and then this spring that holds the brake pads down, because it's a 4-piston caliper, 2 here, will come out. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with that. So right here is a retention spring, so you got to pull this thing out, which is what holds this pin in. So once you pull this spring right here, then these little pins will slide out, pending they're not froze. So let's get that out of there. There you go. There's that little retention spring. So now these pins should slide out no problem. Push down on here, come right out. This should normally be lubricated, but of course it's been on here for years and years. Okay, so now this just flings off like that. You just do that. This one comes out too. And there you go. Now you're gonna pull these pads. Give it a little bit of tension. Yeah. Because it's two-sided. And then these pads should just start coming out with a little bit of force, hopefully. There we go. So this one's got about 50% pad life left.
Dang.
But we're just gonna go ahead and replace it for safety reasons, because it's hauling around mom and dad. So there you go.
20 plus some years pads.
So next, you got to compress these pistons inside here, the caliper. There's 4 of them to do. We're going to start with the back ones. Just grab yourself a pry bar like this, stuff it in there with the other pad, and find a spot where you can get at it. There we go. Start pressing them in little by little. That gives you room for the new pads. See there? So you're going in. So you can put this back up here on this side. Do the same thing. Just push them back in. Careful of the rubber grommet that keeps the dust out. All right, everybody, I think we got that done. It looks like it's pretty far in there. If I need more room, I'll come back and hit it again. But they're not very hard to push back, just so you know. There you go. Pulling the second pad out now. Yeah. Once again, 2 more of these little shields here come out. Just gotta make sure you put them back the same way.
It's still a lot.
Yeah, this is actually about 25% left there, maybe a little more.
Yeah, 25. The other one.
This one's not as good as the back one. It's a 4-piston, so they're not gonna wear perfect.
Think of that one.
Yeah,
A
so
lot,
this one's
so.
about 50. This one's way less.
Yeah.
You guys make the judgment. All right. So again, we're just going to press these pistons in. I wish this thing was a little shorter. Okay, there we go.
And he's got a new girlfriend.
All right, so next you gotta release this brake line. So when you pull this thing off, you can hang it up somewhere out of the way to get your disc off here. So there we go. So we're just gonna pull that thing off. It's only one bolt to get it out of there. This bolt off here, and there's a little connector down here. You're gonna get that off too as well. And I think that's for the anti-lock brakes. So you get that off, and then you take this little piece off right here. You just pinch it and pull it out, and you're set. All right, so the bolt that came off here is just 12 millimeter. So I'm gonna take that 12 millimeter off. We're gonna throw on the other socket, get this caliper off. The caliper is only a 17 mil. So just put it on the back right here, and pull the 2 bolts off right here. And then we'll get to putting on the new rotor. Jesus, that thing's on there. So you wanna do me a favor? Going?
Yes.
All right, so we just turned the front wheel to give us a little more room to get the bolt off here off the back of the caliper, because it is on there really tight. All right, got the bolts busted loose. We're gonna get these off. Again, it's probably a good idea just to zip tie this caliper to this upper A-arm up here. And what that does is just keeps this thing out of the way while we're pulling the rotor off and putting on the new one and making sure everything looks good. Yeah, I'm gonna grab me some other one if I can find it.
Dang, it's so rusty in there.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea to replace them. That one pad was worn down pretty far. I was looking at the inside pad the last time I inspected this, so it's a good thing we're doing it.
Last bolt coming out.
Okay, so now we got both bolts out. We're gonna grab some zip ties. Zip tie this thing up so it's out of the way, and we can get that rotor on there. Main thing is you don't want, this is a hard line with a soft line. See there? How the hard line is connected to the caliper. You want to make sure you don't bend this because it goes directly back into this little arm right here. So we're going to zip tie it up through this little hole, and then with a little assistance, get that thing zip tied up there. Also use a bungee, that works as well, but for me, I just have a couple zip ties, put them together. You can adjust it once you get it up there, out of the way, safely. There you go, just like that, guys. And then now the rotor comes off. Bam, done. New rotor. Chop, chop.
Nah,
Keep 'em.
toss it all.
Huh?
I'm gonna toss it.
Okay. Yeah, just unseal. Make them feel more comfortable.
Brand new rotor.
All right, so just like the drums.
Take it out now. Okay, you hold, I'll pop that. Like that.
So just like the drums, this has that oil on there. You can see it keeps it from rusting. We got to get all that off on both sides, this side and this side. So we're going to put it on the reverse first. Get the oil off on this side, and then we'll get it off on the other side.
Yeah, you gotta get the
All right.
the goo off.
So we're gonna get all that oil off of here. So we're just gonna wipe both sides. We'll wipe this side first. Gets all off. Let's get the surface nice and clean. Do the same to the other side. Let's flip it around. There we go. And we'll get a little more electric cleaner on here. Get it off on this side. So there you go, guys. This thing's nice and clean. Now we can start the reassembly process and We'll see you guys back in a second. What's happening is we just want a lug nut to hold this thing in place while we put the caliper back on. We don't want this disc rotor flopping around on us, so we're just going to put a lug nut on there, kind of hold it in place. You see there, it's nice and sturdy. It's not going to flop around while we're trying to put this thing back on. You don't want this thing to be scratching up your brand new beautiful rotor there. All right, we got the rotor on, got the lug nut holding the rotor. Now we're going to cut the zip tie off, and Saul's going to hold it for me. Thank you, Saul. We're going to pull this bad boy out. Let's make it easier. Here's a cleaner. All right, then we're going to put these 2 bolts back in right here. Those are the ones that are 17 mil. So we're just going to slap this bad boy back over the top, just like so. Start threading one through, get the bottom one, thread that through, and now we start putting a little lubrication on all the old parts, clean them up, and then I'll be back showing you how we put the pads in. I'm going to clean this up with a little wire brush, just getting the surface rust off of there. You don't want to get too aggressive with it because, as you can see, there is a coating on here, but we're just getting the surface rust off. I'm going to put a little lube on there that comes with the brake pads. It's real high temp and sticks in place. Hey guys, so Saul's got the new pads here. So these are the new springs, and you can see the retainers inside of there. It's a little kit that comes with it. This is the grease I was telling you guys about that's really high temp. So we're going to put that on these because that's what the pads slide back and forth on as you hit the brakes. All right. And 2 brand new pads. You're pulling these out. That's your little scraper that tells you when you have no brake pad left. Should be one on each side.
Or you YouTube it?
So I believe this is the one that goes on the back.
I'll be white black.
And these are so these are preset. Okay. So that's kind of cool. So this thing wasn't making any noise?
Nope, not yet.
Wow. All right, guys, we'll put in these 2 brake pads, but before I do, it's good to put a tiny bit of lube right here and here, because that's where it rides. That's where it rides on the rotor, is right here on these edges. So I just like to get a little lube on here. This high temp stuff. So just rub it down. Don't want too much on there. Just enough to make it glossy. There you go. This one goes in on this side. You can see the little holes that are poking up. That's where the retainers go through, the retaining pin that holds these in place. So there's one. There's the other. A little there. A little there.
Where'd my dad went up to this time? Any idea?
All right, lubing up the slider pins, retainer pins, the pins that hold the pins in place. All right, so we're gonna put that down just a little further until this thing goes through. And then align it on this side. Whoop, too far. Go gadget fingertips. Ugh.
Yeah, you need a tool to pull it out.
I'm a good tool. All right, there you go. All the way through, and we're gonna do the same thing to the top side. All right, lubing up that second one. Just put a little stuff on there. Again, you don't want a lot on here because you don't want it dripping down onto your brand new brake pads, and all of a sudden you have a real interesting moment. So there we go. Just a little bit of that. Lube the whole thing. Put it on through just like the other side. There you go, guys. Those pads are in. All we gotta do now is get the spring kit on there, and that'll hold these 2 pins in here, and then the spring that goes on top of the pads. All right, so we got this little retainer spring that holds these dowels in. So you go right through that hole and right through that hole. And then this right here clips into this on the back side, and then that will hold everything in place. Keep those 2 from sliding out. See, just like that.
Right there.
Yep. So you can see it goes all the way through here and here. You see, you can't push these back out. And then we're gonna grab this spring right here. Goes like this. And line like that. And there you go. Front is done on one side. All right, guys, we're gonna tighten down all the bolts to everything. We'll do the back side of the calipers first. All right, getting these torqued down. I'm gonna put on that little 12-meter bolt that holds this in place. Then we'll clip this little cable back in here and then get this back in place with the 12. If I can get it aligned, holy moly. Be kind, please align. Okay guys, we got that little 12mm lined up. It's in there. We're just gonna tighten this down and we'll go on to the other side. Put the tire back on, we'll pull this lug nut off.
So now Dad can watch the YouTube and see how we put it in. I'm gonna let leave this thing. So this is before we're taking it off. See, it's so little. When we put the new one in, it's gonna be nice. Well, I guess once we pull that thingy out, we'll see correctly.
All right, let's pull these pins out again, just like I did on the other side. See all the brake dust coming off there. Don't inhale that.
Oh, really?
There you go. There goes the retainer. And you can see this on one side. It's a little thinner than the other side. So I'll go ahead and pull these out. Here's our original factory. Hey.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Matt definitely did all the work and helped me do the 4Runner front and rear brakes. That was a pain in the butt, but we finished it in what, like 2-3 hours?
It took about a couple hours.
Yeah, so everything's brand new. Thank you for watching, Matt. Thank you so much for your help. All right, guys, we'll see you next time.